New research shows California's facing a budget deficit of $25 billion. That's according to the Independent Legislative Analysis Office. It says this is the worst outlook the state has had since the Great Recession.
ABC 10's Morgan Reiner covers all things politics. So Morgan, how does this happen after the state announced a nearly $100 billion surplus in just the last cycle?
Because the state has already found ways to spend that money in the form of one-time spending, Chris and Laura. So basically, we're starting this new budget cycle off at ground zero.
It was just 6 months ago that Governor Gavin Newsom announced the state's historic $97 billion surplus.
No other state in American history has ever experienced a surplus as large as this.
So how did we get to today's prediction from the legislative analysts?
It would be the weakest performance since the Great Recession.
The LAO's office said the primary reason is a slow in income tax collection.
And then just a general, as we've seen in the last couple of months, kind of just a general slowing in the tech sector nationally, and then obviously some that's more concentrated in California, so we take a more of a brunt of that.
The office is recommending that lawmakers hold off on sending out some of this one-time money that they've already approved, like the money dedicated to homeless encampment cleanups.
And that was a very substantial tenfold increase, right? It went from 50 million to 500 million.
And with what they expect to be a recession on the way,
If we had a recession, you could add another 30 to 50 billion in revenue loss relative to that. So it could really create a larger budget problem.
they're also recommending the state does not tap into the reserves right away, which is about $37 billion.
We think it would be prudent to try and identify other solutions in the early part of the budget period.
Democratic Speaker Anthony Rendon sent a statement saying legislative Democrats have worked with the governor to build reserves and budget resiliency. We can and will protect the progress of recent years' budgets. Senator Tony Atkins sent one saying thanks to their smart budgeting, they are prepared to hold on to the gains we've made and continue where we left off once our economy and revenues rebound.
Now, Assembly Republican leader James Gallagher, he also sent a statement saying, and I quote, "We overtaxed Californians and grew government while ignoring investments in critical infrastructure like water storage." The LAO report has some good recommendations to get us started on a better path.
And Morgan, some people have been questioning if the layoffs at Twitter and Facebook could also have an impact on the deficit, but you were telling me that that's not even factored into these numbers just yet.
Yeah, reporters asked people, members of the LAO today, their thoughts on whether that could have an impact. And they said because those reports of those layoffs are so recent, there's no official data on it yet. So this report that came out today was made before any of those announcements. And they said it could have even more of an impact further down the road.
Something to consider. Thank you.